Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to work on our neck and shoulders. We're going to aim towards that. Of course, everything else too. But when your nervous system is calmed and you have a nice, you know what's in your neck and shoulders, it brings a lot up in your mind, and hopefully you can step into the day a little bit more relaxed and calm. So you're going to need a strap. If you don't have a strap, a band works, or a belt or anything, a scarf. So sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulder blades up towards your ears and down your back. I want you to notice how far your shoulders can move. There's a lot of movement there, not only up and down, but back and forth, right? In and out. Notice that, how the scapula hugs to the spine and then away from the spine. And notice how when the shoulder blades hug together, how you're sitting. And notice how when the shoulder blades come apart, you're not sitting so great. Yeah. So we're not doing that. So draw your shoulder blades down your back, lift your heart, close your eyes and come to your breath. So we've been talking about now the 3 pillars of joy that's within our purview, within what we can do to come to that connection of joy within us. The first one was reframing to a more positive view. Right? The second one is gratitude. Spend a moment or two, maybe 5, thinking about what you're grateful for. And the third one is compassion and kindness to one another. Yeah, pretty simple. When we are connected to somebody else, helping somebody, lifting somebody, it lifts us, and that's a big connection to our own joy. So as you find the rhythm of your breath, as you inhale and exhale, I want you to notice how your nervous system calms. Now, see if you can release any tension in your neck. As you breathe very full, expanding your heart, your upper back. Notice and see if you can release the tension in your neck. It's all related, right? It's all connected. Sitting up very tall. Find a little engagement in your belly, lifting in your pelvic floor, a release in your hips. And then slowly open your eyes and circle your arms all the way up. Now we're going to take your palms forward, shoulder blades down your back. Make sure there's nothing shrugging. And you're going to pull your elbows down. So we've been doing this. And inhale up and pull it down. So the shoulder blades are coming down your back, hugging together to the behind your heart. And inhale all the way up. And exhale, draw it down. Elbows want to meet, almost want to meet behind you. And then inhale. Way up, but there's resistance there. There's resistance. Imagine you're just moving through the stuff that gets between you and your joy, right? Inhale and exhale. Oh yeah. And take 2 more just like that. Inhale and exhale. Now you're going to take your arms into cactus and take your forearms and your hands further back, scooping your heart forward. And then I want you to take your forearms together toward each other and around your back. So there's a cat in your back, your cat-shaped back. And then you're going to come up and open it up with a big inhale. But make sure your forearms come back. And then exhale back together. Find your rhythm. as you open it up. Now your forearms and your elbows may not come together. It depends on your shoulders, and it doesn't matter. We all do our best to do our best, right? And we're all going to do it different because I'm not you and you're not me, and we're not supposed to be, right? Round your back and open it up. Oh yeah, last one. Palms together. And open it up. And release. You're going to take your right hand up and over to your left ear. And simply, you're going to tip your right ear towards your right shoulder. And you're going to give a slight little press, not too much, right? And imagine your head wants to lift up into your fingertips, and your fingertips are going to reach down. And you can take your left fingertips to the earth and get a nice stretch here on the left side of your neck. Breathe nice and full into this. And we just want to be here for a breath or two. No rush. Part of this spring renewal that I'm doing right now is finding quiet time, not overbooking ourselves, right? Just be here. A nice stretch on the left side of your neck, and then come all the way up. Notice how that feels. Now you're going to take your left hand all the way up and over to the right, and dip your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now your left ear reaches to the left shoulder. You're not pressing it with your hand. Your head lifts up into your hand, and you're going to find your deepest stretch here. Make sure your left ear is reaching towards the left shoulder. You're pressing your right fingertips down, and breathe into that, that tense place that holds so much of our stuff. And breathe into it. We'll be back here at the end too. So I just want you to notice. Good. Breathe into it. And then all the way up, releasing your hand. Now you're going to take your left hand up, and imagine you're trying to tap your shoulder, the back of your shoulder, and you're going to take your left shoulder blade down your back. I want you to look to the right slightly, like you're looking at your right knee, and you're going to lower your chin towards your right side of your chest. Every step of the way is the pose, so you can stay right here. Or you can take your right hand as if you're putting your hand over a helmet, and you're going to take your right hand to the back of your head, and you're just going to find a little rest. Your hand rests there. You're not pressing down. You're simply letting your hand rest there and get a nice resistance in the left side of your shoulder and your neck. And breathe into it. We don't do this fast. We do this slow. And we stay with our breath. And release. Did you notice how that feels? Okay, good. Now you're going to take your right arm up behind you. You're going to look to your left, look at your left knee, and you're going to dip your chin down towards your chest. So your gaze is going to be at your left knee. Shoulder blade, right shoulder blade is down your back. Then you're going to take your right hand, palm up, and just wrap it around an imaginary helmet on your head and get a nice stretch in your right lateral side of your neck, and just release. So your left hand is not pressing, right? It's just laying on your head and getting some stuff out of your neck. And breathe right into that. Good. That should feel yummy. And all the way back to center. Now you're going to stack your palms under your chin. And your chin is parallel to the earth. So your chin's not down, your chin's not up, it's parallel, right? Shoulder blades are down your back. You can lift your elbows. And now you're going to press your chin down into your hands. But your hands are going to lift up into your chin. And you're going to get a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Open, feel that. And take a nice few breaths there. There's resistance here now, ladies. Chin is pressing into your hands. Yeah, this might not look like anything, but it should feel pretty strong in your cervical spine where your neck is, right? And just breathe into it. And release. Now, one more thing. You're going to take your first finger, your right hand, your index finger, to your chin. I just want you to notice where your chin is. And you're not going to do anything with your finger. Your finger is going to stay where it is. But I want you to take your chin away from your finger, as if your chin is drawing back away from your finger. And I want you to hold that position just for a little while, because what happens is our neck spine gets out of whack because we're dipping our head forward. Take a few breaths and release. One more time. Notice where your chin is, and just take your chin away from your finger, like you're trying to just look at your finger. And just take a few breaths here with your chin back. And release. Now I want you to look to the right and look to the left. Come back to center. Take your right ear to your right shoulder one more time. Even take your left hand to the earth. Come back to center. Right hand to the earth. Left ear to your left shoulder. Oh yeah. And we're going to work on our shoulders. And shake it out. Good. All right. Let's make our way to table pose. Hands and knees, shall we? All right. Now you don't want your weight in your shoulders, right? You want it in your fingertips. Soften your heart. Shoulder blades hug together. Belly's back. Now you're going to press your fingertips down and take the scapula away from the spine. So your arms stay long. You're not moving your elbows. You're softening right into your upper back. Shoulder blades hug together. And then you're pressing down and just round your back. Your back's going to round because the shoulder blades are away from the spine. So just find that way there. This is called a scapular stretch. Okay. Cleans the gunk out from behind your shoulders. Back. All right, good. Now soften your heart. Keep the shoulder blades hug together and make your way to a cat and cow. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Take one more, real mindful with your intention. How can we connect to each other in compassion and kindness? Sometimes it's just smiling at a stranger, right? Now come back to a neutral spine and take some hip circles. Let's just see where your hips are, where your knees are. A few more here. And then move in the other direction. Good. Coming back to table, I want you to make sure your knees are beneath your hips. Your hips are above your knees, okay? You're going to walk your hands far in front of you and wide. And I want you first fingers parallel to each other. You're going to lift your armpits and soften your chest, taking your forehead to the earth. This is called puppy dog. And this is going to also get a nice stretch in your upper back and shoulders. Breathing into it, you lift your belly and the pelvic floor. You are a puppy dog. Breathing nice and strong into this. And then come all the way back up. Oh yeah, back to table. So you can extend your right leg out to the right. Inhale and circle your arms all the way up. So the outer edge of your right foot is grounded. Take your right hand down your right leg and reach all the way over. Use your core to come back to center, and you're going to go to the left, and maybe you'll just hang out there, maybe not. And reach. Use your core coming up. Notice how your shoulders might feel a little different. And all the way back. Oh yeah. So now we're lengthening the sides of our body, getting into our core, our pelvic floor. Yeah. Keep grounded in your right foot, your left shin, your left knee. Make sure you're going sideways, lengthening the sides of your body long. Right? Let's take this last one over to the left, however you choose to do it. And you're going to take your right elbow back and extend your right arm over. And your right elbow back. Shoulder blades together. And right elbow, right arm over. Back. And then use your core to come all the way up. Now you're going to sit your hips back. We haven't done this in a long time. So your bum reaches back, but your heart reaches forward. And you're going to take your hands to the earth and soften your chest, your head towards the earth, lifting your armpits. If you come onto your fingertips and lift your palms and lift your armpits, you can soften your chest towards the earth. And you'll get a little bit more in your shoulders and upper back. So breathe into it. We're not rushing. That's a big, important piece of getting the stress out of our neck and shoulders. Quit overbooking yourself, guys. And then come back to center. Extend your right leg in front of you, nice and long, flexing your front right ankle, right? Take your right outer hip back, soften your heart. Yeah. And step into your right foot and circle your arms up. Oh, yeah. And all the way back. And way up. Oh, yeah. Back. Flex your right ankle, widen your toes. Inhale, take the whole breath. Oh yeah, to find your edge. Let's take one more back. Nice and deep into the hammies. And another one forward, all the way up. Oh yeah. Now come to center, stepping into your right foot. Take your left hand to the earth and find your twist. Deep twist, good for digestion. Lean back. Exhale your right hand to the earth and soften both elbows. Inhale all the way up, if this is the twist. And exhale, find where you go. Good, inhale all the way up. Oh, and all the way over. Yeah. Take one more. And one more, the last one. Then take your hands to the front of your mat and step all the way back to down dog. Yeah. Walk your dog. Notice if you're shrugging your shoulders. Notice if you're, putting too much tension in there. And I want you to not do that. Shoulder blades down your back. Walk your dog. Oh, yeah. And then make your way to table pose, hands and knees. Extend, I know we didn't do our left side, I will. Take your right arm all the way up to the sky. Now, with your palm down, you're going to thread the needle and reach your right hand as far as you can. So this is going to get into your shoulder, your right shoulder. Reach your right arm as far as you can. And then you can take your right shoulder to the earth, if you like. You can take your left fingertips forward, but I want you to take a nice few breaths here to experience the nice stretch in your right shoulder, which is attached directly to your neck. And breathe into it. Can we stop rushing? Can we just be here? And all the way back to center. Ooh, that should have felt good. You're going to come right to the left, lifting your left arm all the way up, finding that twist. And then with your palm up, you're going to reach your palm far away from you like an offering, right? And then at the end, you can take your left shoulder to the earth or close to the earth or on a block. I'm going to walk my right hand forward. So I want your hips. Notice my hips were slightly too far back. I want my hips above your knee, and open it up right into your left shoulder. Keep the shoulder blades down your back. Make sure you're not shrugging. Your belly's back. Nice full breath. Your shoulders are saying, oh yeah, yes. Kindness starts with being kind to yourself, right? Good. Then walk your hands back, coming through table, and extend your left leg directly out to the left. Inhale and circle your arms all the way out. Take your left hand down your left leg and reach over. Stay sideways as you come all the way over to the right. And you can take your right hand to the earth or not, or to a block. Use your core coming all the way up as if you're inflating to come to the center. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Oh, get all that length in the side of your body. I'm going to stay on the right and simply reach your left elbow back and reach over. Reach over. Get lots of length. Lots of length here. 2 more. Yeah. Keep the shoulder blades down your back. Notice if you have a tendency to shrug your shoulders up. And that's okay. We're not going to judge it. Come all the way back to center. Now you're going to sit your hips back and your heart forward. Take your hands to the earth, and you're going to sit all the way back, either with your right on your right tiptoes towards your right heel, but you can come onto your right tiptoes if you choose, and soften your heart. And get a nice stretch in your hips and lift your armpits, because we're working on that today. But we're also working on releasing the tension there that we hold in our neck and our shoulders. And all the way back through center, extending your left leg in front of you, flexing your front left ankle. Take the left outer hip back and soften your heart towards your thigh bone. That's a big stretch there. Then stepping into your left foot, you're going to circle your arms up. Yep, get into your left hip. And all the way back, you can take your hands to a block. But when you come back here, you can really lift your belly and your pelvic floor. Inhale, make it as complete as you can. So we never really step into the same river twice. Every time we do this pose, any pose that we do often, it's going to be different every time, right? If we're here. Last one up, all the way up. Oh, yeah. And step into your left foot. Take your right hand to the earth, so your left knee's at 90 degrees. And find your twist. Maybe extend your left arm up, lean back. Inhale. Take your left hand to the earth and soften your elbows. Close your eyes. I like to close my eyes and look inside. And then inhale. You know, we take so much in with our senses. When you close your eyes, you can really start to notice what you're feeling in your body. Open up. Oh, yeah. And close it up. And open up. Last one. Big twist. Big finale here. Now take your left hand to the earth. Lift your back right knee up so you're in a lunge. And simply step your right foot forward beside your left, coming into your forward fold. So you should really be ready with your hammies, with your belly. Feet are grounded. Press your feet down. Inhale and circle your arms all the way up. Exhale, palms together to your heart center. Beautiful. And release. Now you're going to take your strap. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to have to double mine. But you want your strap really wide. Really wide. Wide, wide, wide. Okay? Wide, wide. Okay? My feet are hip width apart and parallel. And I'm simply going to start by pulling the strap apart in front of me. And here's the kicker. Behind. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of stuff out of here. So I might need a little longer strap here because I doubled mine over. Forward. And back. But now we're going to just sit back and come up. And back. Sit back. And up. Yeah. Back. Up. Nice. Well, just get a nice little resistance. Back. Oh, yeah. Let's take one more, shall we? Nice. And back. Oh, yeah. Don't, just draw it back. Open your heart. And release the strap. Notice how you're standing now. Yeah. Just circle your hips. I want to make sure there's no pinch in your hips. All right. Now we're going to come to the front of the mat. Keep your strap. We're going to need it again. We're going to come into Utkatasana, Fierce Warrior. So your shins are forward, your hips are back. You're sitting in a low chair. Take your palms together and use that twisty motion to get a nice twist. Here. Good. Good. Yeah. Inhale back to center. And all the way to your left, keeping the right outer hip back, opening up your heart. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Oh, yeah. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale and step back to plank. Good. So your knees are either up or down. Your shoulder blades are definitely hugged together and down your back. Now we're going to come all the way onto our belly for the first one. So this is a variation of waitress pose, if you guys remember that. You're going to take your right arm out to the right, and you're going to start to roll towards your right side. Now, depending on your shoulder, everyone's going to go a different depth. You can take your left toes behind you, but you're going to take your left hand in front of you for support and get a big stretch in your right shoulder. Now, if you hate this, that's okay. If you could go a little bit into it, any distance is the distance. In other words, as far as you go is where you should be. And just get a nice stretch here. Breathing, breathing. Yeah. Good. And all the way back to center. Yeah. Now we're going to go on the left side, taking your left hand out to the left. I'm going to start to roll onto my left side. I'm going to take my right toes behind me, maybe my right hand in front of me, and you'll just go where you go. Everybody's, like I said, different. But I want you to get a stretch in the front of your left shoulder here and just breathe into it. Yeah, it's attached to your neck, guys. Yeah. Good. And back to center. Beautiful. Now you're going to take that stretchy shoulder, take your hands to the earth, shoulder blades down your back. That's going to be your motto. Make your way into a cobra. Put a nice stretch in your low back. Yeah, I'm going to invite you into down up dog later. And then make your way into down dog. Now notice your shoulders. And walk your dog, keeping your belly engaged, your hips back. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you, bend your right knees. If you're kicking your right bum, even opening your right hip, just see where that goes. Good. Then extend your right leg all the way back. Exhale, step your right foot forward and come all the way up into warrior one. Okay, good. Good. Now you're going to take your elbows, right, beside you, and you're going to take your fingertips behind you. This is, again, shoulder blades are down your back. I want you to shrug your shoulders, everybody. Shrug, I don't know. And then take your shoulder blades down your back. We already opened that up, so keep them down. And then as you keep your right outer hip back, you're going to tip forward from the top of the pelvis and draw your elbows toward one another, and then you're going to come all the way up, taking your elbows back and down, shoulder blades down. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, all right. And inhale. A few more, exhale. And inhale. All right, let's take one more because it's so much fun and feels so good, right? Open it up. Now extend your arms up and notice how deep you can get in your shoulders. Good. Now come right into warrior two. So you should only have to pivot your feet. You shouldn't have to walk around like I do. Good. Now you're going to take your band, your strap, not your band, in your right hand. Make sure your right toes are out to the right. You have your warrior two nice and connected. You're going to take your right elbow up to the sky with the band in your hand. You're going to take your left hand to your right elbow and just adjust your shoulder blades down so that your right elbow is aiming to the sky. Then you're going to take your left hand out to the left, rolling your left thumb down, and you're going to grab the band with your palm out. And I want you to sneak your hands a little closer to each other. Just see how close those hands can come together. And you're going to open your heart. Now you're going to give a little resistance with right elbow up, left elbow down, deepen your hips. Now notice how I went side to my side. I want you to come back through center. Nice and long and come deep. And pull your right hand up, your left hand down, and come deep. And inhale up. So the power is coming from within your body. But this is for your upper back. And try to get the tension out of there. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. And I want you just little pulses up, pulling it apart. Good. And release. Good. Now, you're going to pivot your feet parallel. Take your arms to T with your shoulder blades down your back. And I want you to give yourself a huge hug. My right arm is under my left. And I'm going to stick my fingers a little further back. Good. So hug yourself, soften your knees, fold halfway forward. Just get a nice stretch in your low back. Soften your knees. Lift the belly. Find your stretch here. Keep hugging. Yeah. Breathe into your hips. Lift the belly. Keep your feet really grounded, the outer edges of your feet as much as the inner edges of the feet. And I want you to notice what your feet habit are. Good, because we want to correct that too. Then press your feet down with your knees soft, coming all the way up. Now, see if you can lift your forearms so that your palms face toward each other. You might not be able to do that, and that's okay. And now you're going to take your heels in just a bit, and you're going to lift the elbows, come deep in a bit squat, and then lower. So I'm lifting my elbows. My thigh bones are wide. Exhale. Lift the elbows. You don't have to come all the way up either. Exhale. Maybe you'll come a little lower. You're going to squeeze your glutes, pelvic floor. But what's going on in your shoulders and your neck? You're going to keep the shoulder blades down your back. Exhale. Now we're going to get little pulses. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Oh, release. Now take your feet hip width apart. Take your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your heart. And now find a forward fold with your feet parallel. Oh, doggy. Nice stretch. Release your head and neck, but keep your belly and your pelvic floor engaged. Yeah. Make sure you're on all 4 corners of your feet, right? The base of your big toe is grounded. The outer edge of your feet is grounded. Good. And then press your feet down, come all the way back up. And are you standing a little taller? Are your shoulder blades down your back? Okay. Let's do the left side. Come back to the front of your mat. Come into Utkatasana. Find your twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left. Good. Come back to center. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank. Okay. Keep your belly lifted, the shoulder blades down your back. Now, if you want, you can come into cobra or up dog. And right into down dog. Lovely. Inhale your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open your left hip. Oh, yeah. Then extend your left leg back. I like to come onto the tiptoes of my right foot. And step your left foot forward, circling your arms all the way up. Good. Fingertips behind your head. Get your footing with the left hip back. And you're simply gonna squeeze your elbows toward each other. Doesn't mean they have to come together. And you're gonna open your elbows wide, finding a little back bend here now. Exhale. Inhale, scooping your heart forward. Exhale. Good, and inhale. Good, take 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. Life is so chaotic. There's revelation, there's concealment. We're here just to keep ourselves steady. All right, last one. And all the way back up, extending your arms long. Deep warrior 1, get into your hips. And now right into warrior 2, keeping your strap nearby. You're going to grab your strap now in your left hand. Take your left arm over. Bend your left elbow so your left elbow aims up to the sky. I like to sometimes adjust it. My left shoulder doesn't need as much adjusting. Shoulder blades are down your back. If you're not sure, shrug your shoulders and then take them down your back. Now take your right hand out to the right with your thumb down. Bend your right elbow. Pull in opposite directions, right? Stay deep. And you can just get deep into the space. Get deep into the space. Pull the left elbow up. See if you can sneak your fingers a little closer together. Your right hand might come up just a little bit. Get deep into that shoulder. Deep. Deep. Oh yeah, a little more. Ah, and just sit there for a few breaths, pulling it apart. Oh yeah. Your back and your upper back and your neck are saying thank you. Okay? And then all the way back to center, pivoting your feet parallel. Release the strap. Now, you're going to take your arms to T, and your left arm is going to go under your right, giving yourself a huge hug. I'm even taking my fingertips and walking them further back. My feet are going to be parallel, and I'm going to check them out, make sure all my toes are aiming forward. And as I dip forward halfway, I'm going to make sure my knees are soft. My belly is lifted, the pelvic floor is lifted, and then you come a little deeper. And release your head and your neck. And breathe right into that. Good. Keep the pelvic floor lifted, even though we're really working on our shoulders and our back and our neck. And then come all the way back up. And now, see if you can bend your elbows. Take your toes in just a little bit, your heels and toes out. And you're going to sit back and come into a bit of a lunge, a bit of a squat as you lift your elbows and lower. So you're going to lift your elbows as you sit and come up. So this is going to get into your glutes. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Right into that space. Making sure glutes feels good for me. And we're going to come low and take 8 little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All the way up. Ah, shake it out. Take your feet hip width apart. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, lift your heart. Here you are, right? And then you're going to fold forward. Going right into that space. Releasing your head, your neck. Good. Yep. Then press your feet down, come all the way back up, and shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Good. Good. Now take your hands to your hips and circle your hips one way. Yeah. And then the other. So good. So good. All right. So now we're going to come into some yoga squats. You know how I like to do that. So you can sit back in a chair. You can come as low as you can so that your hands are on your thigh bones. This is great. You can come lower if you like. That's great. I want you to keep your heels on the earth. It's great, whatever you do. But find a few breaths here. And just breathe into that space. So yummy. So yoga. All right. All right. And onto your bum. Ah, good. Extend your legs nice and long in front of you. I like to roll my inner thighs towards the earth, widen my bum. Sitting up tall, flex your ankles and widen your toes. See if you can see light between each toe. So good for your feet, right? Now, you're on your sit bones. Imagine they're stuck and you're sitting them back. You're rolling them back so that you can sit even taller. You're a stick figure now. And breathe into it. Maybe with a hint of a smile. Notice how your shoulders feel. Okay, take your right knee in towards your chest. Roll your right ankle. Now, I'm going to take my right arm inside my right leg. And I'm going to grab the outer edge, the pinky side edge of my right foot. I'm going to lift my shin, like I'm trying to step in front of you. And then I'm going to pull my elbow, my elbow back, but my knee back and back center. And back, open your hip. And back to center. and open your hip. Yummy. And back to center. And open your hip. Good. Now you're going to step your right foot high up into your left thigh. And come to seated. Take your left arm back just a bit. Inhale, circle your arms up. Here we are. Keep your heart aiming towards your left knee. And then as you tip forward, I want you to feel both thigh bones rounding towards the earth and get a huge stretch here. So if you keep your left thigh bone grounded, your left heel has got to be on the floor. That's going to save your knee and just soften into it. And take a nice full breath here. Release any tension you feel in your low back. You know, it's all related. If you hold stuff in your low back, it's going to affect your shoulders, which is going to affect your neck. So find a nice stretch here. Release, just release. Good. Press your thigh bones down to come all the way up. Take your right hand under your right knee, lifting your right knee, and you're going to step your right foot over your left thigh so that your right knee aims up to the sky. And you're going to take your long left leg and just slide it over to the right, and you can stay right there. Or you can bend your bottom left knee. One is not better than the other. You're going to take your right hand and massage your belly to the right and find a deep twist here and either hug your shin or take your left elbow outside your right thigh, looking over your right shoulder. So you look over your right shoulder to make sure you're as deep as you can go. Now, listen carefully. Once you get there, I want you to look to your left and then dip your chin towards your shoulder, towards your chest, and you'll get a nice stretch in the right side of your neck. And I want you to take about 5 breaths there. Keeping your right shoulder back, your right knee aiming up to the sky, and breathe into that shoulder and your right side of your neck. So good. Now you're going to come back to center, and you're going to walk your right foot over to the left. So your bottom left leg might be straight. That's most excellent. Your bottom left knee might be bent, but your knees are stacked on top of one another regardless. You're going to take that strap again in your right hand, up and over your head. I like to adjust my right elbow, aiming it up to the sky with my left hand. And then once you have your shoulder blades down your back, make sure you can shrug and come down. Feel that shoulder blades down your back. Then you take your left hand out to the left, thumb down. Bend your left elbow, grab the band, the strap. Walk your hands a little closer together, lift your heart. And then now I'm going to flex my ankles and flex the top of my pelvis, coming a little bit deeper. Lift your elbows. Release your head, release your neck. And just breathe into this. Good. Then press your thigh bones down to come all the way up and release. Oh, yeah. And shake that baby out. Shake it out. Okay. Sitting up tall, nice and tall. Take your left knee in towards your chest. Roll your left ankle, right and left. And then you're going to step your left foot high up into your right thigh. I'm going to get my junk out of my trunk. Okay. Press your thigh bones down. Make sure your right knee and your right toes are aiming up to the sky. Then lift up tall. So you're sitting your pelvis into the floor, but you're rising up, but not with your shoulders, with your heart. Aim your heart towards your right knee and then start to fold into it. And just, you might notice a big difference from the right side and the left side of your body. So you're going to exhale into it. Inhale slightly out of it. And then exhale just slowly. On the exhales, release something in your head, in your neck, in your shoulders. But keep the grounding in your thigh bones and your right heel into the earth. Press your thigh bones down to come all the way up. Lift your left knee. Step your left foot over your right thigh. And slide your right leg over to the left. And maybe you'll bend your bottom right knee. Maybe. It doesn't matter. Sitting up tall, you're going to take your left hand and massage the belly out to the left. And either you'll hug your right shin with your left shin with your right arm and look over your left shoulder, or you can take your right elbow outside the left thigh and look over your left shoulder first to get that deep, deep twist. Make sure your spine is long, your shoulder blades are down your back. Then you're going to look to the right and dip your chin towards your shoulder and your chest and get a big stretch in the left side of your neck. Ah, yummy. Lift your chin, come back to center, and now you're going to walk your left foot over to the right. Now your right leg, remember, can be long. Your knees are going to be stacked, or you can bend your bottom right knee. You're going to take the strap back into your left hand, and you're going to take it over your head, left hand, left arm. Then you're going to bend your left elbow so it's aiming up to the sky. You can adjust it so that it aims to the sky with your right hand. Take your right arm out to the right, rolling your thumb towards the earth, and then bend your right elbow and see if you can walk your hand up a little higher up the strap. So your right elbow aims down, your left elbow aims up, and then I like to flex my ankles and then keep that resistance and maybe get a little fold, maybe your heart towards your thigh bones. Close your eyes, feel the sensations within, notice your thoughts. Good. Press your thigh bones down to come all the way up. Oh, and release. And when I say release, I mean we are done. Okay. And shake it out. All right, come to seated. Take your right fingertips or your right palm to the earth. Take your left ear to your left shoulder. You're going to bend your left elbow. And just, you're not going to coax it. You're just going to have the weight of your hand on your head. Your head is going to resist up just a little bit. And you'll notice that when you resist up, you've got a little bit more stretch in your right shoulder. And you're going to breathe into that. Now I want you to look down. Your head is to the left, but I want you to look down, look at your left knee and get a nice stretch there. You're going to take your hand to the back of your head and you're not going to press it. You're just going to lay your head can there, getting a nice stretch in the right side, more lateral side of your neck. Yeah. Move all the way back up to center. Yeah. Take your left fingertips to the earth. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Take your right hand all the way up and over. Just lovely, laying your hand against your head, not pressing. Lift your ear up, resist it. Open up your chest, make sure you're lateral. I noticed I was rolling forward. I don't want you to roll forward. Good. Keep your head lifting into your hand. Getting a nice stretch, breathing into that stretch in the left shoulder. And if you have it more on one side than the other, when you're tight, you can do one side more or longer than the other, but you always want to do both sides. Yeah. Good. Now I want you to tip your head so that you're looking at your right knee. Your hand is going to be like over your head to the back, and just get a nice little stretch there. Letting your hand just be dead weight on your head. And a nice stretch in the left side of your neck. Yeah, everything we do goes against, really, it's hard on our body. Gravity, sitting, running, whatever we're doing. But it's mostly what we're thinking and how we're rushing, and our anxiety and negative thoughts. That's the worst. Yoga can be good for all of that. And then come all the way back up to center. Look to the right. Look to the left. Center. Look up. Look down. Then draw your knees to your chest. Give yourself a hug. Good job, guys. Give yourself a hug, rounding your back. And slowly come all the way down to the earth, one vertebra at a time. Oh yeah, your shoulder blades hug together. Take your arms to T. Let's get one little twist in. Take your knees to your chest. Now drop your knees to the right. So we twisted pretty deep. Keep your left hip reaching away from you. Just take a few breaths here. Right. And then inhale through center, change sides. I like to move my bum to the right and just over to the left. Good. Yeah. Then make your way through center. Take your arms, palms up, walking your shoulder blades together. Lift your bum and shake it out, taking the back of your pelvis back. Now take a big inhale through your nose. Really huge. And then slowly exhale through your mouth as you release your legs long and wide of your mat. Make sure your chin is tipped down towards your chest just a bit. And take rest, just 2 minutes of rest. Nothing is going to change if you allow yourself these 2 minutes and take rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth. Let it go. Draw your knees to your chest, remembering that connecting with others will get us out of our hole, out of our own darkness. And we have to be kind to ourselves too. And then make your way to a seat on your mat. Bring your palms together to your heart center with your eyes closed. That seat of joy is deep within all of us, and all the stuff that gets between us and the joy can be dug through with gratitude by changing our perspective and kindness and compassion to others. The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Oh, love you guys. Let me turn off the recording.